And welcome to the Ben Mallah podcast, where Ben Mallah and Aaron are going to answer your real estate questions. If you'd like to submit your question, go to benmallah.com/podcast. You can get Fast Pass at benmallah.com/shop. That will get you the entry to the show. You can also send the questions through benmallah.com/podcast, and the best questions will be picked. Aaron, you're going to read the super chats today, right?
Yep, of
And
course.
you can read super chat today. You know, Rafal, you could put a person to sleep. I almost said a really bad word. You know, you should do
First 30
sleeping
seconds
tapes.
is to be clean, so
you should
forget.
just talk on a tape, and then you can people can buy it just to go to sleep.
All right, we'll
Okay?
record you doing that then. How about that?
Anyway, here we are again. Why are we here? Why are we here? Is anybody out there? I don't even think anybody's out there. Listen, send in your questions, okay? Now's your chance. Go get a Fast Pass. Get a Fast Pass. You come online with us, right?
Yeah, they get to call in. Live,
You call
talk to
in, you go on the Zoom. What else do you want? All right? Come on, go in there and get a Fast Pass. All right? And what else we got? Questions. We need questions. We're here to answers.
Yep.
We're dependent on
reading
you. We
super
can't do
chats.
this stuff by ourselves. I'm going to sit here and do what? Pick on Aaron? He ain't in the mood for that. He's been in school all day. He's tired. He don't even want to do this.
I
How
never
was
said
school
I didn't
today?
want to do this.
How was
love
school
doing
today?
this. It was fine. I mean, it's school.
It was school.
Waiting to get out. I got a couple more years.
Listen, that picture you showed me of what score did you get on the math test?
92.
All right. Was that the teacher's writing or your writing? Seriously.
Teacher's writing. Why are we talking about school? We're supposed to be talking about real estate.
What'd you
School-
get?
I'm waiting.
What did you get? What was your
In
score?
my life right now, all I'm doing is waiting to get
You're
out
not
of high
waiting.
school.
You're not waiting. You're learning.
Learning, waiting.
Okay?
is-
Because if you don't learn how to go out in the world, go to school, be around other people, and learn the basics you need, everybody, let me tell you something, everybody needs a high school education. Because even though they might teach you a lot of stuff you don't like, don't want to know, maybe never even use, it's a process. You have to learn to learn. All right? Because the rest of your life, you know what you're going to spend doing? Learning. I'm learning every day. I'm reading about goddamn companies that I shouldn't have invested in, or I'm thinking about investing in. I'm learning every goddamn day. Okay? What else we got?
Trying to get super chats. Nobody's
Anyway,
putting out
listen,
super chats today.
I think we still got some space. I can't pack the place in my hotel. You know, the fire department's got a limit on occupancy, but there's tickets left. All right, and I want to see you there. So go to benmal.com/live. Get your ticket. Hang out with us. All right, I'm going to spend a whole night there. All of us hanging out, talking to real estate, meeting people, networking. Yeah. John Burpee, the broker that was here, he's going to be there. Now, let me tell you something. You got an opportunity to come there and talk to a real broker if you're really in the business and you want to buy something. Okay? We're going to have other people there. I think I'm going to have a banker there. All right? So if you want to do some real estate, come on down. That's the place to be. You got to get in where you fit in. So come fit in, no matter what size you are. Hey, last one, we had a guy, he made me look small. I like meeting people that are bigger than me. It makes me feel small. All right, so
if
what do we got
anybody's
tonight?
wondering how to send a super chat, just go to the chat, and then right next to the chat, it'll be a little money sign with a box. Just click on that, and then you should be able to send a super chat. Speaking of that, thank you, Samuel, for the first super chat of the night. Appreciate you. Definitely don't need high school education.
Well, you know, I don't know what to tell you. I'm just telling you my opinion. We all have them, okay? High school is important, all right? Then after that, it gets a little specialized. But you got to know your basics, and you got to know them good, all right? Even though we got all these fancy tools today, computers and calculators, you know, you gotta train your brain how to think, okay? That's what you got to do. You got to make your brain be a sponge and be able to take in information and process it. Okay, so what else we got? Interest rates are still up there. I'm paying double mortgage payments. I'm not in a good mood right now, let me tell you. I'm in a really bad mood. So interest rates are up. Stock market's down. Real estate is overpriced. And I'm waiting. I'm sitting here just waiting for those bargains to start coming, baby. Every day I'm looking at them. I'm starting to see cap rates going up. All right. The problem is they're going up around the country. I'm seeing a lot of cap rates going up in Pennsylvania, Michigan, Ohio. That's where it starts. In the places typically people don't want to be at. And now that's where it starts. And then it starts spreading in the whole other part of the country. But, I don't want to get on a plane and go to Pennsylvania. You guys sent me a really good deal today on a Buffalo Wild Wing. I mean, it's only a couple of $1 million deal. I'm going to get on a plane, spend the money, the time, go look at a couple of $1 million deal. But it was a nice cap rate. I think that thing was over 7, baby. I'm seeing a lot of stuff going on right now. It's happening, but I want it to happen. But you got to be patient. So here we are. What else we got going on tonight?
Shout out Jared. Thank you for the $4.99. Hey Ben, I'm in Far Rockaway, New York, and want to get out, but these interest rates are killing me.
You want to get out of Far Rockaway? It's simple. You walk down towards the beach, and you got a train there, and you get on the train, and you go to Manhattan. You're out of Far Rockaway. That's what I used to do. Anyway, listen, interest rates are up, and you got to adapt. All right? There's still deals out there. People call me every day, and they find stuff, and they find opportunities, but you're never going to find them. Even Far Rockaway, the price is ridiculous. So I don't know what to tell you, man. I got out of New York because I couldn't hang, all right? I was there for training only. Then it was time to move on. So find an opportunity and get out of New York if it makes sense for you. Hello?
Yep. All right, shout out Tony. Thank you for the $1.99. Shout out Daniel. Thank you for the $10. Ben, should I 1031 a property and I would get $580K to spend on a new property, or just pay the capital gains and save the money? I only have around $50K in my bank. What are your thoughts?
All right. Let's see. You got a 1031. Ben, should I do a 1031 and I get $580K to spend? If you walk away from a deal with $580,000, all right. All right. As long as you owned it over a year, hopefully, it's long-term capital gains. You're going to pay 20-some-odd%, depending on what state you live in. So 10% would be $58,000, 20% would be $116,000. $116,000 for $580,000 is, I don't know, about 400 and what?
420.
No.
580 minus 160 is 420.
All right, very good. So you're left with $420,000 in the bank. Have you ever had that kind of money before? That's a lot of money.
You only have $50,000
and you only got 50
in
in
the
the bank. You'll be almost up to $500,000. So unless you can find a super duper deal, all right, you got, and your clock's ticking. You can't just do a 1031. You got to start looking for that property before you have the 1031.
Wait, how much time does he have?
45 days to identify and 6 months to close.
What would qualify for identify? Would you sign a contract?
Anything
or what?
you
Just
want, anything that you think you might be able to buy. You identify. Any type of properties you've been looking at, you're thinking about. And it's not easy in this market. All right. So the point is that you got to look before you 1031. That's what I always do. And then you have a basket of stuff to go back and look at, and hopefully it's still there. I'm gonna call, but right now, if you can get your hands on $420,000 after taxes, and it was more than that, I think. It was much more than that. Give me a goddamn calculator. We're going to figure out. I can't think today. I've been thinking all day. Where are we? Here's a calculator. Calculator says, come on, calculator. Now my phone ain't working. Ever since you put a new screen on it, Pollock, 580 minus, let's say 120.
You said 160.
$460,000 plus the 50 you got in the bank is $500,000. Then you just sit back and wait for the market to turn, and maybe you'll find some good deals. But if you're going from 50 to 500, you 10xing, baby. That's 10xing. You just 10x yourself. It doesn't sound like 10x yourself. That sounds like something else to me. All right. So that's what I would do. I'd pay the damn tax and just get that $500,000 and sit and wait for the right deal to come up. And invested in tax-free municipal bonds right now, which are paying 5%, baby. I bought a couple million the other day. 5% on every million is $50,000 a year, tax-free. And to me, it's more like $80,000 a year, taxable. What else you got?
All right, shout out Spacebird. Hey Ben, what do you need to do to become a realtor?
All right. Number one, what am I, Google? You should Google it. That's what I did. No, you got to go to whatever state you live in. You got to find out what the requirements are. Most states only require you to take one test, okay?
Or course.
Then a test. Yes, you got to take course
Sometimes
first.
you got to take multiple tests, but yeah.
only if you fail. Only if you fail. But you got to take the course, a college course or some sort of accredited real estate course. It used to be Principles Real Estate 101. And then you take the test. You got to study for the test and then take the test. Okay? That's all you got to do. It's a license to make money. It's not going to hurt you to do it. I can guarantee that. All right? It can't possibly hurt you to accomplish something that only requires very little educational requirements and one test. Do it. You never know where it might take you in life. I didn't do it because I got into property management. There's two ways of dealing with real estate. You got sales, where you're involved with people buying and selling, or you have property management. Okay, and I chose the property management because I want to learn how to run it. Because if I can run it, I can own it. You can help somebody buy shit, but that don't mean you can buy it. Most of the brokers I know, they can't buy the deals I'm buying. These guys are making a commission. They do well over time. But, me having a sales license, that's like still having a job. But it gets you in real estate, puts you around people doing shit, and the commissions can be very good if you're dealing with big numbers. I just paid out on that deal we closed. The guy made like $1 million commission. $1 million he made. He didn't do shit, really. Well, that's it. It doesn't matter how much you do in life. It matters what you can make happen. He knew the buyer. He knew me as the buyer. He knew the seller. He put us together, and he made $1 million.
There you go.
But without him, I probably wouldn't have I would have had the deal. So there you go.
All right. Shout out Natis. Thank you for the $9.99. Sell house. Should I sell the house and make $200K and wait for the market downturn to buy deals? Not many deals in South Cali. What would you do in this situation?
I mean, Southern California is the hardest place in the world to do real estate, okay? Northern California kicked my ass. I can imagine what Southern California will do to you. All right? So, listen, if you can make a couple $100,000 right now, all right? I mean, I don't know what house you're talking about. You might need specific advice and go get me on Consult with Ben. Because I don't know if you're living in that house. If you live there over 2 years, you can get up to $250,000 a person tax-free, $500,000 if you're married. Okay, that's why I married my wife the day I married her. She was worth $250,000, tax-free money. So it depends. I mean, but right now right now is a good time to stack cash. All right, get your hands on as much cash as you can because the cycle it has to turn. So the deals have to start coming. It's just life. It's logic. Things have to get down to a point where you can start making some money with rates being up. It's just logic. So right now I'd try to raise as much cash as I could and put it there and ready to deploy it when the deals start popping. And now's the time to start making the deals pop. What else? You got something else?
Yeah.
I have a feeling it's gonna be a short night.
Mike. Thank you for the $4.99. I have $200K and no assets. Should I rent or buy a house cash? Any ideas how to get ahead? I live rent-free with my friend. How to invest $200K?
Okay. If you're renting right now, you're paying something. Oh, you live rent-free. He lives rent-free with his friend. Oh. I mean, the best thing you can do in real estate with money is to try to find something that produces a cash flow, If you can find a deal, it's very hard to find these days. I feel like we're living in a foreign country. And that's what we're leading towards. All the foreign countries like socialists, and there's very little opportunity in these countries. I've been there. And I'm starting to feel like our country's starting to end up like that. Opportunity is just there's too many of us, and there's no opportunities. And it's crazy. It doesn't make sense to even buy anything no more. I'm thinking about retiring, I guess. So if you got 200 days cash, you need to, get out there and look for something. But I wouldn't buy it with cash. If you have any kind of income, I would try to get a loan if I was you. All right? There's still cheap houses in places you can fix up. This guy told me to go to Gary, Indiana. He called us up one day and he had what? I don't know, 30, 40 houses there. He's fixing them up, buying them for cheap, and, but it comes with a price. You might need a bulletproof jacket. All right, what else we got?
All right, shout out Casa de Nick. Thank you for the $5. Mortgage broker here from LA and driving from Fort Lauderdale for the meetup. If anyone needs investment financing, I'm your guy. We'll be
All
at the
right,
show.
that's great. We got Casas de Nick. All right, so this is what I'm talking about. We got people coming down there that are in the business. All right? This guy's coming all the way. He's coming. He's something about he's in LA. He's from LA.
But he's
and then he's driving from Fort
Lauderdale.
Lauderdale. Why don't you fly into Tampa? Okay? And if you stay in my hotel, we have a free shuttle coming to pick you up. So anyway, we got a mortgage broker coming down there. So come to the show. You're going to be surrounded by people that are in the business making money and can help you make money. All right? That's what it's all about. It's about a network. So when I meet Nick that night, I'm going to tell everybody, hey, Nick is here. And Nick can loan you money. Why? Because that's what he does for a living. That's what you got to be. You got to get in where the people are at. And he's coming down. I can't wait to meet him. What else?
All right, shout out Shmuel. Thank you for the $5.
Shmuel.
Ben, super proud of your subscriber count. Please include your son in additional episodes.
Okay, which son? This son, the other son, or the other son? But thank you very much. But, I don't know. I think we reached our limit. There's only a small group of people that think like me, and that's life, What are you going to do? But, hey, we're a big group, and we're all thinking about making money. That's all that matters.
Yep.
Hey, I was on 94.1, the Freak Show.
94
Orlando
Wild.
Freak Show, baby. Tampa radio station.
I listened to it in my film production class.
Do you really? Well, you're not allowed to listen to that.
No, I did. Yours, though.
You're not allowed. You're supposed to be in class.
Fine, I was done with my stuff.
Your teacher's going to find out.
Fine.
Anyway, so that was a great experience, being on the radio. That was cool. I enjoyed it. Nice people. They're going to be at the show.
You can listen to
a radio
it
station.
on-
Why? Because they want to learn.
If you want to hear about it, it was actually really good content, really good real estate info. You can listen to it on their website, too. I think it's 94.1 Wild.
Orlando and the Freak Show, baby. And I was there. Big fat freak that day, baby. I came in there and told them like it was. But it was great. It's positive. It's spreading out knowledge to people. That's all we're trying to do is telling people to get off your butt and make some money in real estate because you can't live without it. You just got to find the opportunity.
Aren't they coming to the show?
Yes, they said they are.
Cool. All right. Let's see. Showtime. Thank you for the $2.
Showtime.
Ben, how much would you sell your life for right now?
I don't know. You catch
Throw
me
a
at
number.
a time where I don't know. I don't know. Maybe about blah, 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 my life. That doesn't include my liquid assets, just my real estate. I don't know. Maybe 3. It depends. You want cars? You want this house? You want everything? $350 million. I'll do it right goddamn now. But that don't include my
Maybe
liquid
should up it a little
assets.
bit.
That doesn't include my portfolio. All right. Write me a check. All right. What else we got?
All right. Shout out Daniel Gray. Thank you for the $9.99. Thank you for the another super chat. My personal house is paid off and valued around $250K. Should I pull 80% out while the value is high, even though interest rate is high, or wait for the rates to go down? What do you think?
Well, you're talking about pulling out some money out of your house. All right. What I would do is I would try to get the HELOC. All right. If you pull the money out, you can start paying for it day one. And if you ain't got nowhere to put it, that's going to make you more money than the interest payment, then you're hurting yourself. So I would try to get a HELOC and have that money sitting there waiting. All right. So when you do find the right deal, it is what it is. Whatever the interest rate is at the time, I don't know. Maybe you want to get an adjustable HELOC. I don't know. I don't know what the fixed rate HELOCs rates are right now. You can check around. But I would always tell people, listen, if you don't know where to put the goddamn money right now, to get the HELOC, so at least it's sitting there waiting for you. All right? And then, look for the right deal and then worry about putting some money on it. But it ain't going to hurt you to have that cash to touch anytime you want. Otherwise, you got to start from scratch. You got to go out, apply for a loan, for a new deal, and all that takes time. If you got the goddamn HELOC money sitting there, shit, all you got to do is press a button, probably on a computer these days, to use that money and transfer it. Mm-hmm. So I would encourage people to get a line of credit or a HELOC before you actually start borrowing money if you got nowhere to put it.
Okay. All right, here we go. Shout out Sean A. Thank you for the $100.
All right, man. Sean, I hope he's coming to the show. Read it.
All right. Hey, Ben, I am 24 years old and currently own 19 doors, and my current net worth is $2.5 million. With all my success, I want to bring my younger brother on, but he is not interested, even after seeing my success. I bought a fourplex when I was 20. He is 21 and has nothing. What should I do?
You can't. The old saying is the most truthful saying there is. Okay? You can lead a horse to the goddamn water, but you can't make his ass drink. All right, and that's the problem. I go through people like that my whole life. You know, I got certain people in my world that have worked for me for many, many years, whatever, or I know, or friends or family or whatever, and they got the opportunity, but, you know, I'm not going to do everything for them. You know, I'll help them. I'll loan them the money if they've been somebody important to me. I'll help them, but they got to get off their ass and do it. You know, you put the bait out there. You can't save everybody. You can't help everybody. I realize that. You know, but he's stupid for not having. You know, it's his brother. Younger brother.
Yeah, it's
I mean, you know, maybe he's still a little too immature. I don't know. I mean, you know, what does he do for money? You know, he don't care. I don't know. Maybe he hasn't matured yet. But, you know, just worry about you. That's all you can do. I learned that in life. You know, you try to help somebody, they don't want your help, or they don't have the ambition you have, or, you know, not all of us have it. You know, we're all part of this certain type of clique. You know, we're a gang. We're the landlords. You know, and you know, we have that drive and that ambition in life, and a lot of people don't. So you get what you put in. They don't do shit. They don't have shit. That's the life they want to spend. Be my guest. It's not for me. The only person that gets away with doing nothing around here is my wife, and she pays. Believe me, she pays dearly. Next story.
All right. All right. Shout out Keenan. Thank you for the $5.
Bring him to the show. Bring your little brother to my show, and I'll straighten his ass out. All right? That's what you got to do. So go on benmallah.com/live and book a room. You guys can share a room. You'll hang out in my hotel, and you got the kind of money to do it, and we'll have a great night, and we'll pump him up, and we'll turn him around.
There you go.
We can try.
All right. Keenan said, commodities super cycle coming. Are you in the precious metals, energy, and agriculture paper markets?
Okay, commodities is a whole different thing. You know, you got stocks alone will drive you nuts. Commodities is a whole nother different world that I have no experience in. But when gold was at a good price, you know, it would have been smart. I used to go down the street, and the guy would always have the sign up there in front of the big place that we have in town that does all kinds of jewelry and gold and all this stuff. Very reputable place. All Carla's jewelry comes from there. So anyway, he's got this big LED sign always telling you what the price of gold is. You know, and I've driven down that sign. When I started moving here, you know, who the hell knows how low it was. But even at $1,000, I said, you know what? Maybe I should buy some gold at $1,000 an ounce. I think, you know, so, but I didn't do it. And now it's what, 1,600? You know, anything is good to invest in if you do your homework and have some knowledge about it, okay? Paper products, I thought the whole world's going paperless. I would run away from paper, is what my logical senses tell me to do. Energy is great. If you bought oil when it was goddamn really low like I did, but then I screwed up somehow because I got ripped off by the fund that I was invested in. But because I don't know, it has to do with futures. There's a lot of futures involved, and you got to know what you're doing. So I'm not an expert. I don't even know anything about commodities. All right, what else?
Shout out Wasim. Thank you for the 10.
10 liros. 10 euros.
Ben, what do you know about the UK real estate market? Do you think the US and UK real estate market is similar? Also, how do you find the investment opportunities? Also, no 1031 exchange here.
I visited England, I think, once?
Yeah, about a couple years ago.
One time.
Went to
I've only
London.
been there once. All right. I went there. I kind of got a feel for things. I don't see how you make any market outside the U.S. I couldn't. I mean, I don't know. Maybe if you grew up there and you know the ropes and you can do it. But, you know, it seemed like everything was, I've heard of things being, you know, overpriced. I've heard of things being way too expensive. But when you go out of the country, that shit just don't make sense. You know, the numbers to me make no sense. You know, and I think it has to do with, I don't know, the government or something. But, you know, real estate is very, very difficult. I don't know anything about it. I can't do it. And, you know, they don't have a 1031 exchange. But when I was in, where were we last? What was the country? What was the last country we went to?
Switzerland.
Switzerland. I believe they told me that they didn't have capital gains in Switzerland.
I think so.
You
Yeah,
know,
that's what,
I don't
that's
know.
what
You know, every
friend was
country's
talking
different,
about.
but I can only, you know, work where I'm at. Hello?
Right. Shout out Coov. Thank you for the $5. Sometimes you can grab that horse by the ears and force its head underwater, but it may drown before it drinks. $250K in the bank. What would you invest in?
I don't know. I mean, 250K, providing, you got decent credit and some sort of income to support yourself, the right deal could get you up to $1 million or more, So, I don't know. Right now, cap rates are going up. I mean, can you safely go out and buy something? I'm starting to see cap rates go up to a 7, but that's not going to get you nowhere. You're going to buy something at a 7 cap. It's if you bought it for $1 million, you put the $250 down, you finance the $750,000. If it was at a 7 cap, you'll get $70,000 a year out of the store or whatever you're buying. It's called, I learned QSR, quick service restaurants. If you get a 7 cap out there and you get $70,000 a year in income, then basically your $250,000 will leave you out of the 70 after you pay the bank on the $750,000. It's going to cost you probably about $45,000 a year. You still make you can still make like 15% on your money, but I mean, the only way you're going to find anything to make money on is it's got to have distress or something you can do to improve it. Okay, you can't just take $250,000 and just throw it out there. It doesn't work that way. You got to find a deal. Are there houses in your area you can fix up? But I wouldn't use the whole $250,000. I would more worry about what I could finance, so to make that $250,000 go a long way. All right, that $250,000 should be no more than 20 to 25% of your investment, whatever you buy. But right now, the only thing I'm looking at is retail. Because people always need, stuff that's essential retail. Okay, that's all I look at right now because I don't see anything else that makes sense. All right, if there's some empty spaces in them, if I can raise the rents, if I can fix it up. I mean, that's the only thing I'm seeing out there. But things should be changing soon, But there's opportunities out there. You just got to look. Hello.
All right. Shout out Antonio. Thank you for the $4.99. I have an autistic son. Should I get a duplex in the ghetto of Houston or get a nice house with a nice school? Will that house help me get into real estate?
As far as, having a son that needs some attention, I don't know how that's going to affect. I mean, basically, if you get the duplex, if it's in the ghetto and it's not safe, if you feel comfortable that you can live there, I don't know. You plan on living there or you want to, it sounds like that's what he wants to do. He wants to either buy a duplex in a rough neighborhood or he wants to live in a nice house. If you can do the duplex and this value where maybe, you could put up with it for a year, and then maybe fix it up and raise the rent and then move out and get some rent on your unit. If you think the numbers work where you can, it's going to be some way for you to move up, that's fine. It's always nice to have a nice house and a nice school. I don't know. Can you live in a duplex and still drive to a nice school? I don't know. But, if you want to grow, getting a nice house, it's important, the type of living you're doing. But if you're looking to grow, you got to grow with something that's going to make you some money. You're about to buy something that has some income coming in to relieve you from your expense of living there or to get you cash flow. So, maybe there's another duplex in a better area you could find. I don't know. But good luck to you.
Shout out Richard Williamson. Thank you for the $4.99. Shamil, thank you again for the super chat.
Shmuel!
Ben, what's your biggest weakness? How do you improve?
My biggest weakness? How do I improve? My biggest weakness? I don't know. I kind of, my weakness, I don't know. What's my biggest weakness? Eating, eating stuff. Cigarettes are my weakness. Stop smoking. I eat too much. Stop eating. That's how I improve. But I ain't going to, at least not yet. So otherwise, in business, my biggest weakness is, I don't know, I'm trying not to be weak in anything I do. I can't think about anything I can do better right now or try harder. Believe me, I'm not in a good position right now. But, there's nothing I can do to make it different. I can't control the goddamn government raising the interest rates. I can't control the stock market being down, So my biggest weakness is dependent on the goddamn banks and dependent on the stock market. But unfortunately, in this day and world that I live in, that's your life. That's the way it is. Otherwise, what else do you do? I was thinking about maybe I should just get a hands on every goddamn dollar I got and pay off all my friggin' mortgages, And then I said, nope, I'll just pay the extra money out every month and wait for this thing to blow over, hopefully. And if it don't, then that's life. The price of real estate got to come down and everything should normalize. I mean, when I was younger, I remember in 20s and 30s, I was happy to pay 7%. Shit, I remember I started out paying 8, 9% to a guy that loaned me the money because I couldn't go to a bank. So, it's life. You just, we got to get the market to adjust according to today's world. It's a waiting game.
Sean A., thank you again for the $100. Appreciate you. He said, thanks for answering, Ben. I don't want to see my brother not successful, so it's hard. It's probably best to keep focusing on myself until he asks for help when reality hits him hard. I'm going to try to buy an apartment building or land.
What? He says, I'm going to Pakistan. In a couple of days, I'm going to try to buy an apartment building or land.
What are you...
In Pakistan?
Oh, in Pakistan. I didn't even see that. Going to Pakistan.
Going to buy an apartment or building or land in Pakistan. Well, now you're talking way out of my league. Listen, too bad if you're not here around October 15th, bring them to the show and let's set them straight. I mean, that's all you can do. What are you going to do? You got to just keep pushing them and say, listen, you want to make money in life or you want to be a bum? You want to be broke or you want to be rich? Up to you. That's it. All right. But thank you for the donation to help the Pollock. Things aren't going so well for him right now.
All right. Twyman, thank you for the $4.99. Ben, which son will run the empire when it's time to pass the torch?
Twyman Transport, LLC. Which son will run the empire when it's time to pass torch? I mean, it's not a question. I think they're all going to have their opportunity because of their age, because they're so far apart in age. Little Ben, he's running shit right now. But sooner or later, his ass is going to get old. He's going to get tired. He's going to want to slow down, and then hopefully I have a feeling maybe Vincent and Aaron together will do it, but it'll happen in time when they each are ready and can handle it, and, it's time for them to do it. So that's the story. Just wait and see. Let's find out and see. Check back in 10 years.
All right, shout out Halo Bags. Thank you for the $5. Ben, I'm from Canada and ready to work for free for you to learn the ropes. Any way I can do like the Pollock.
Listen, if you got a commercial real estate license, but it must be in Canada. I don't know if it's not going to be any good here. Listen, there's nothing I can teach anybody, okay? I'm not going to get out there and and start looking for deals, with the money you got and everything. You got to do it. And if you got a commercial real estate license, then just come here and go to work for somebody that's making money in commercial real estate. It's a license to make money. All you got to do is get around the people that are doing it. And they're always looking for help. They always want to bring somebody in because that person can start doing the shit they don't want to do so they can do more shit or other shit. And there's always room with the right group of people to get into real estate. And you got all these big companies out there. You just got to get in it. I can't sit around and hold somebody's hand. I'm too old and I'm too damn busy. And he wrote, I'm from Canada and ready to work for free for you. I'll work for free for you.
That's the same, yeah.
Okay. Anyway, but I'm sorry. Right now, I can't take on any more I got, but you need to take that license and put it to work. That's what you need to do. Get around people using it and making money.
All right, shout out Richard Williamson. Thank you for the super chat. Are you wash selling your investments in your trading account?
No, I'm not wash selling them. And typically, to my knowledge, a wash just means that you bought it, and then, what is it? I don't know. My accountant told me that if I sold a stock, all right, and took advantage of the losses, I have to wait 30 days to wash it. I guess it's a legal way of cleaning stock money, I guess. I don't know. But I know it's a very common term, wash. I mean, it's like you bought something and then you bought it back again. I don't know. Or maybe it was a broke even, so it was a wash. I don't know. I'm not a stock expert. All I do is fool around once in a while when I get something up. I mean, I'm such an idiot. I bought Apple at 138 something. All right, that was, and I'll be admitted. I'm
How
gonna
much
tell the
money
truth.
did you drop?
It wasn't the first time. It wasn't my first position. My first position was like 140. Okay. I think I bought about 10,000 shares at 140, and then I came and the thing went the wrong way. But that's what happens to me. Every time I buy something that I think is a good deal, it goes the wrong way. I go in deeper, I double down, I double my position, and then it goes up and I make more money. So it's kind of a good thing that it goes the wrong way after my first trade. That's what happens to me. I did it on Pfizer, I did it on Apple, I did it on AMD, and that's just the way it works for me. So this way, if it goes up, fine. If it goes down, fine, I look at it. But if it keeps going down, then I'm screwed. Well, luckily, it went from 138. I only bought about 20,000. I was only in 20,000 shares, and then what happens the next day? Thing goes up like it was supposed to, or the day after. What happened? Me, like a schmuck, I got 50 grand there, 55, whatever the hell it was, I took it. If I would have held it, I could have tripled it, because it went all the way up to as high as 157. Now, it would have made $8 a share instead of making only $4 a share. So it would have made about 100 grand. So whatever, I wasn't happy about that, but I was impatient. I wanted to make that money because when you're losing money and you see a nice little chunk of profit coming your way, you want to grab it, okay? Because that's the way you feel,
Yep.
Anyway, that's my story. I'm sticking to it.
Shout out Ray Dade. Thank you for the $10. Big Ben found you from the Fresh and Fit podcast.
Fresh and fit. I'm fresh and fat.
I'm getting back my $200K I loaned someone years ago in 10 grand month installments. What would you do with that money?
Well, you're getting the money back at 10 grand month installments. I hope, what interest rate are you getting? That's the question. So, and you loaned it years ago. What happened? They ain't been paying you on it? All right, well, with 10 grand a month, I don't know what to say. 10 grand a month, what are you going to do? If you're still going to need the money to put down yourself if you buy a deal. You need the 200 grand. How much more money you got? The 10 grand a month, as long as he's paying you, it'd be nice to have because, it could help you cash flow on something else to make you more money. But you're going to have to come up with a down payment, and then, if you prove you got that $10,000 a month, make sure that as soon as you get that money, you show it in your bank so you can prove it to the bank that you got that money coming in and, makes you look stronger, makes you a less risk if you want to get a loan. So, but you still need a down payment. You can't just go out and buy something for 10 grand unless you're going to find no money down deal. But that's not going to happen. All right, well, I don't know. 10 grand a month, I don't know what to say. Stash it.
We got a caller.
We have a caller. What's up? Turn your mute off.
Oh, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Can you hear me now? I can hear you now.
Yeah, I can hear you. So my question is, Ben, I got a property off the tax sale. I went to the bank to see how much to do my rehab, and told me to give me I paid in the tax sale. So
you're breaking up, man. You're breaking up. I can barely hear you. You went to the bank to try to get a loan on what?
A tax sale.
A tax sale property.
You want to buy a tax sale property?
No, I purchased.
You purchased a tax sale property. You bought it with cash, right?
Yeah.
All right, very good. So now you got the property physically. You own it. You touch it. You got access to it, right?
Yes.
Man, you need to get a better connection. All right, but anyway, so all right, you still there?
Yeah, I cut him off because it's cutting off.
You lost him. You gotta try calling us
people
back.
are complaining about it too, so
Call us back so you can hear us. All right.
better service.
All right, we'll get back to him. But in the meantime, shout out King MJ. Thank you for the super chat. What should I do to buy my first investment property? I live in Brooksville from Tampa. I don't have a down payment, but I have an 800 credit score.
All right. Number one, you're in Brooksville. It's not Tampa, okay? Don't try to get under you. You're under the Tampa umbrella. You're in Brooksville. I've been to Brooksville. All right. It's a sleepy little town, But anyway, there's opportunity there because prices are cheaper in Brooksville. And you need to go out and, the first thing you need to do is if you ain't got no money to put down, then you have to go online and look for, number one, maybe in your county, I'm not sure, there could be a first-time homebuyers program that will loan you or gift you or grant you the money to buy something. So I hope you got, but it's going to be based on your income. You need to go apply for FHA. At least go apply and see what what they'll loan you. Having an 800 credit score don't mean shit if you ain't got no income. All right, you ain't got no money in the bank, and if you ain't got no income, then you ain't got shit. Except an 800 credit score ain't gonna do nothing for you, because you ain't got the money to pay for shit. Anyway, you need to go get it pre-approved, and you're gonna have to figure out some way. You can borrow from a relative, okay? Or not borrow, you can get it gifted from a relative. Take that back, because you'll get in trouble if you borrow it, you gift it, you borrow it. Because they don't want you having to owe them money and then owe somebody else money. So it has to be gifted to you, okay, or a grant. But, and that's 3.5% down. It's $3,500 on every $100,000. And in Brooksville, you could probably buy something for $200,000. You could buy plenty of mobile homes out there, I think. There you go. Go look for mobile homes. Buy them, fix them up. You can buy maybe a cheap piece of land out there. But the point is, you got to go to the bank and find out how much money you can borrow. All right? That's what you can do. And if they tell you, fine, we'll loan you money, but you got to come up with 5% down or 10% down or FHA 3.5% down. That's the whole key to, your first step is finding out what means you have to buy, how much money you got to spend. The credit score alone ain't going to take you there. All right. What else?
Shout out Shawnee. Thank you again for the $100.
Thank you.
One day, Ben, I'll help others too when my wealth grows and I get more experience. I'll be on top with you soon.
I can't wait. If we all helped each other, and you help other people, then the whole world will be happy because we're all getting help, we're all prospering, we're all getting ahead. The biggest problem we got in this world is that people can't get ahead, they don't get ahead, and there's no opportunity and there's nobody helping them. Everybody needs help. All right? I needed help when I was young. I helped myself, but, I had help. I looked at other people that I was willing to work for. That was my help. I went to work for other people that were making money, and then I helped myself by working with them and learning the damn business. That's what I did. And I got help from a mortgage broker when I have enough money, to make my down payment. He gave me the second money loan, hard money to make the down payment on it. I got help from people, but everybody, we got to help, but people got to want to help. They got to want to get help, and they want to get off their ass and do something.
All right, shout out Philip. Thank you for the $50. What is the strongest deal you have ever done? Also, I have a commercial properties as well. And
Strangest deal
you've ever done. Also, I have commercial properties as well and find that not many of the big insurance companies insure commercial strip centers. What do you guys use? Currently, I am with Landmark Insurance.
I don't know. I've been using the same agent pretty much for at least the whole time I've been in Florida for the past 20 years. It's IOA, Insurance Office of America. All right, that's my broker. They're a broker, but they've been taking care of me for all these years, and that's why I just go to them and get insurance, and they insure anything, pretty much. It's a broker's job to know where to get you insurance. What insurance companies want what you got? My broker, he might get 2 or 3 different insurance companies on one goddamn property of mine. I don't know. It works a different way. He's got to go out there and shop, and you got to have a broker that knows, what insurance companies have an appetite for what you're trying to insure. So, it's all about the broker. These people are professionals. They do this for a living. When it comes to like selling real estate, selling insurance, the only brokers I don't trust is the money managers. I'm sorry. Those guys, I don't know. But then you can't blame the market on them. So, it's a two-way street. Anyway, what was the rest of his question? Oh, the strangest deal I ever did?
Yeah, the strangest deal you ever done. And then, guys, I'm also going to get to all the super chats, so don't worry.
It depends how you define strange. Strangest deal. I remember buying this beat-up old crack house once, and there was a fucking skeleton in a bathtub. Well, not skeleton. He had some meat still left on him. But that was pretty bad. That was the strangest. Ooh. Anyway, but the strangest deal I ever did was, when I don't know, I went to Texas and bought 1,000 apartments on one street, and I didn't do my homework. And that was an experience, let me tell you. That was like going to war, financially and mentally and in a real estate sense.
All right. Shmuel, thank you again for the super chat. What's the worst advice you have ever gotten?
The worst advice I ever gotten? 99% of the advice I get is the worst. I mean, I don't know. My father always started with telling me, don't just get a job. He wanted me to be a garbage man. They got good benefits. They got a good medical insurance. Hang on the back of a truck all day, emptying garbage. That's what my father wanted me to do. So I didn't take his advice. In fact, everything my father ever told me, I always took his advice and did the opposite, and that always worked for me. But that was the worst advice I ever got was, listening to him. But he didn't mean harm. He came from the Depression, and everybody wants to play it safe and blah, 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 blah. And he also told me not to get out of the Army. That was more bad advice. So I got out of the Army. What else?
Here's another good question. Shout out Showtime. Ben, do you have any billionaire friends?
Billionaire friends. Honestly, I think I know personally 2, maybe 3. I know 3 people
3.
I believe are worth billionaires, but, billionaires are busy. You don't see them that much. But, I can pick up the phone and call them, They always give you good advice. I take advice from them. Why do I take advice from them? Because they're billionaires. All right. No, I'll make that 4. I had dinner with a billionaire not too long ago, but,
4 billionaires.
kind of friendly. What else? Hey, how you doing? What are you doing over there?
Hey, Ben. How are you?
Pretty good. How are you?
Good. Thanks.
You lost you. I can't hear you. Turn up
All
the mute.
right. Sorry. I had sent a little bit of detail in
Why is
the.
everybody breaking up tonight, Rafal?
There's a reverb back from the sound where you're at, Ben. That's the problem. You need to be muted when somebody else is talking.
Try muting him while he talks. All right? Hit the mute button, Polak.
One bit.
All right. Did you hit the mute button?
Don't worry about it.
I
All
don't
right.
know.
All right.
All right. So I have 200 units under management, property management. I've been presented with the opportunity to buy another 91 units. They are a blend of some fourplex, 8plexes, and a bunch of single-family rentals. Currently does $7K a year for rents.
All I can do is apologize. And tell you that I don't know if it's on our end or it must be. He's the second person, so it must be on your end, Polak. Okay. I'll try it now. Try it again. I apologize. It's all I can do. I'm sitting here. And I don't do the sound. All right, go ahead. Try it again.
Is that better? So
there we go.
All right, good. All right. I have 200 units under management. I'm a real estate broker. I have an opportunity to purchase an additional 91, the management business for 91 additional units. It's a blend of fourplexes, 8plexes, and a bunch of single family homes spread across. I'm in Louisville, Kentucky, spread across mainly the west and south side of town. Does about $67K in gross annual rents. He wants $150 for the business. Thoughts?
You're talking about buying the real estate?
No, buying the property.
Buying the management contract?
Buying the management.
All right. So this guy's got this. How many? 90 something you said?
91.
All right. 91. Number one. Do you manage stuff like that in that area already?
I have 200 units under management right now.
Are they mixtures of batches of stuff like he has? Is it a portfolio that's similar to what you're currently managing?
So what I have right now is I have of the 200, 120-ish are all at one property. One large complex that's a mixed use, has retail on the first floor. We manage the retail, everything. And then I have a blend of some fourplexes, some 8plexes, some single families that makes up the other 70 that I have now.
Well, how hard is it for you to run those 70 mixed up units?
I've got a good team. I've got a good team,
Have you looked at all the properties? Have you checked them out? You haven't checked them out? You got to go drive and make sure you want to manage them. I don't know, Louisville. But the first thing you have to do is, how many different properties is it in the 90 batch?
I don't have the exact breakdown.
All right. Well, I would definitely want to know what the hell I'm managing.
Sure.
Okay,
Sure.
number one, and
Sure.
then you're gonna have and also I want to know how many goddamn owners I'm gonna have to deal with. Okay, out of the 90 something units, out of your 70 batch, how many owners you got? 50, 20?
About 20.
All right. Well, you're gonna have to figure out how many you got owners in there. If you want to walk into 90 different owners, I'll tell you that, or something like that. And then you better check out the property. And has he proven to you the money that he's collecting as a management fee?
You mean produce the actual contracts themselves?
Show me the money. Show me where you're getting a management fee from these properties. Show me what you're putting in your pocket, because you're not talking about buying real estate. You're talking about buying a business.
Right.
All right. He's selling you his business, basically.
Right.
Okay. So you better be damn sure that he's been putting that the right amount of money in his damn bank account every month, and this way that you're walking into that income. You don't want to get no song and dance out of this guy, and because he ain't selling you nothing that you got any title to. He's just selling you goodwill. He's selling you his accounts. It's like any other business.
Right.
And how much is that? How much did he say he's bringing in a year off the management of those 90 something units?
$67K.
$67K. And you said the total rent on them was how much?
No, that's gross rents. Sorry. That's not
gross rent $67K a month?
No, a year.
What? 90 units?
No, you're right. A month. I'm sorry. A month.
All right. So he's bringing in $700,000 a year.
Right.
And if he was charging, I don't know, typically I would thought how much do you charge for management right now?
8% plus.
8%. So if he's charging 8, on the $700,000 a year, it's $56,000 a year. I mean, he said he's making how much?
In his pocket?
Yeah.
He's pocketing 10 to 15K a month.
He's making $100,000 a year off of $700,000 a year in rents.
That's the numbers he's
right.
Given.
Well, that's why you got people prove shit. Because what you're telling me is if he's got $700,000 a year, he should be collecting on those type of properties about $70,000 a year. That's the way typical 10% would work. So he should be getting $70,000 a year, but you better consider out of that $70,000 a year, what are your expenses going to be? Are you going to have to hire anybody else? Are you going to have to pay people more money? Or, how's it going to increase your costs in processing everything and monitoring everything and all that? So basically, you got to get the real numbers out of this guy and see for sure what he's making. You need to know the properties you get involved in. I drive them, because you're going to be responsible for these properties, and make sure you're not walking into a fucking something you don't want to handle or can't handle or whatever. Is there any Section 8 involved?
No Section 8. There's some low income tax credit properties, which I've dealt with.
Tax credit properties are normally larger. I'm surprised in small units that they have tax credit properties. But
it's the one, he has 1 16-plex.
All right, fine. You need to know the portfolio because you're the manager. You got to know it just like the friggin' owner has to know it. Sure. Well, the owner doesn't know it. That's why he's paying you 10%. So he doesn't have to deal with the shit. So you better look at that portfolio closely. You better make sure he's collecting. You better look at the rents and make sure he's collecting the rents like he should. He's paying the bills too, isn't he?
Yeah.
You got to look at everything. I want to see his fucking QuickBooks. I want to see his books. I want to see all the payments going in and out. You want to do an accounting fucking audit on him before you give anybody money like that. Now, let's say he is collecting $70,000 a year. He wants you to give him $150,000.
That's really my question.
No,
is, what's
year?
I don't know.
Business like that, to me, a business like that, I wouldn't risk more than 1 year gross income. All right. That's what I mean. That's what I think. I think that's the way. I don't know how restaurants work. You might want to talk to and find out what the average rate is to buy a business. You can talk to a business broker, but number one, you better make sure that you know what you're walking into, and you got to look at it like you're buying it because you're taking over all the responsibility. So you got to be like a buyer, and you better make sure that everybody's making up money. I guess he's paying mortgages for people too, or no?
No, he's not doing that.
Okay, he's paying you some bills,
utilities, stuff like routine expenses. Yeah.
Listen, do your homework. If you got to talk more to me about it, because it's a serious thing to take on that much responsibility, you better make sure it's worth your while. You might want to get a consult with Ben. Come to the show. What are you doing October 15th? Let's hang out and talk about it. You know, we love property management. Our whole world is property management.
Well,
we love
and
people in property management.
Right, and that's why I specifically, through this
I
question,
mean,
my
property
question more
management
was
is
around,
owning property, huh?
my question was more around how do you value a business like
I
that?
would say 1 year, but you better be damn sure more that you need to just not only value it, you better make sure that you and your staff want to take on this guy's portfolio. Okay,
Sure.
because it's like I said, it's just like buying.
Right,
You're buying it because you're taking on the responsibility of somebody's real estate and getting paid a fee for it.
right.
So that's what I would do. But you know what? You should be. You do any sales?
Yeah, we do. I'm just on the commercial side and mainly do multifamily sales.
You do sales? All right, work your clients.
Yeah.
Everybody that's a client of yours you manage your property for could be a buyer or a seller.
Sure.
While you're managing this shit, you should be making money off of doing deals within the portfolio that you're managing.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying is the deals that I do are just mainly multifamily investor deals. I just
Very
do
good.
kind of stuff.
Well, you better do your homework, but typically, I don't know. I'm not into businesses. I'm into real estate, and the management is something that we do ourselves. We don't never pay a manager ever, because we do it. We know it,
But you started managing.
I started managing, managing other people's stuff, but the guy paid me, a salary. He gave me a shitty salary and he gave me an apartment to live in, and I managed shit for him, and then I started doing shit on my own. Yeah,
And that's kind of where I'm at is I need to build that portfolio and then convert that over into where you've got ownership. And I mean, I've got the knowledge to manage it. That's not a problem.
You got money? You need money? You got any money saved up? Can you get a loan? How much can you borrow?
I got 150 grand in the bank.
All right. Well, 150 grand in Louisville, Kentucky may be a damn good thing. I don't know. With 150 grand, you might be able to, I know you could tie up $500,000, 700 grand. You go out there and do a $700,000 deal tomorrow if you wanted. Or do a bunch of little deals. I don't care. Do anything. I don't care if it's a cockamamie house you got to buy and fix it up and rent it out, or if it's a duplex you can buy. Whatever you can do, deploy your money, as much as you can. If you can buy something and only put 50 grand down on it, then it's a $200,000 deal. You should be doing it, and then it's easy for you to manage it because you're already managing all this other shit.
Right.
That's why, it was easy for me to get into the business because I was already managing shit for somebody else. It was a piece of cake to manage my own shit. I was already there doing it.
Yeah, it's just this real estate started for me as a side hustle, and it's now gotten to where it's something I can just do. It's just taking me time to get there. So
listen, management is a great thing, but it's just like any other business. You got to grow. Okay.
Sure.
Now, can you get yourself to a level where you're managing one asset that's a couple of hundred units? Now you're talking a couple of hundred units, could be a couple of $100,000 a month. You're not going to get 7. You might not get 10%. You might get only 5 or 6. But let's see, 10% on a $200,000 a month building would be 20 grand. You get 10 grand a month off of one building. That's what the big management companies do. Imagine all the management companies that are managing hundreds of apartment buildings. You know how much kind of money they make? It's tremendous. But then you got to increase your staff. You got to be equipped, and that's fine. You can grow. But you should keep growing. But you should always be looking for stuff on your own. This guy, you better check him out. You better check the books. You better check everything. You better check the property. All right? He's standing still. Oh, he froze. You got really poor communications. What do you call it? Communications tonight? I hope it's not on our end, Polak. What else we got? We got anything else, Aaron?
Yeah. Shout out Kevin Goldamez. Thank you for the $4.99. Jim, thank you for the super chat. Hi, Ben. Not a real estate question. How do you know you have a good woman? Any red flags I should look out for when dating a woman or looking for a partner?
Oh, my God. Are you kidding me or what? We can have that conversation for a friggin' hour. You need to consult with Ben, let me tell you. All right. But, let's face it, you want to get with people that fit into your world and will either help you, or at least support you in your journey of life. Okay. You have a journey of life. We're only going to be here for a short period of time. All right. And 3/4 of mine are done. All right. I may have 25% of my life left, and it ain't going to be that pretty because I'm going to be old. And so anyway, the point is, in your journey of life, you got to have somebody that you feel is going to support you and that they, that it works for you. Are they doing something with their life, or are they going to live their life supporting you? You know, let me tell you something. Being married is supposed to come with benefits. She gets benefits and I get benefits. If it works out and it's an even trade-off, then, you know, it's a good deal. But stay away from women that like to spend a lot of money because, you know, I don't want to say anything about women because I'll get in trouble. But, you know, there's a lot of women out there, a lot of men too, that just don't know how to control their spending. They want. Well, first you got to earn before you can want. So, you know, be careful. Stay away from people that, you know, don't have their plan for life. Don't have some sort of plan. And then you got to make sure that, you know, the kid situations are, you're matching up with that, you know. So, you know, just be careful and don't deal with people that ain't got their shit together, basically. Okay, because a woman can trick you unless you don't care. You know, you go for the good looks, and that good looks could come with a lot of baggage, baby, a lot of issues and a lot of baggage. So you need a good balance in life. You need somebody who's balanced. You know, they may not be a 10, but, you know, maybe they're smart, or maybe they got their shit together. Maybe they're going to make money. You know, you want to find somebody that's going to be quality to make your life quality. What else, Aaron?
That's good.
Not the girls I've been seeing you running around with. I'll tell you that right now. Well, you can have a talk later.
Anyways.
And I chaperone them when they have to go somewhere, so I see.
Anyways, shout out Kevin Galdames. Thank you again for the super chat. Ben, are you going to fix your property lights at the Esporta on Missouri?
What? Are you telling me there's problems with my property lights? Because I take that shit really serious. I personally drive that shopping center. I don't want to throw the red bus out of there from sticking up the place and making all that noise right by the Esporta. You talk about the one on Missouri? Get Paulie on the phone right now. I'll get him on a goddamn phone right now. Shit. But no, I'll make sure that we go over there and check the lights. In fact, tonight, Aaron, go over to Missouri. I'll let you drive me over there, and we're going to go check the lights in Missouri.
Let's do it.
It's very important to have lights at night, especially at a 24. Is it 24 hour that place? I'm not sure if it's 24
they're
hour
open
gym.
really late. I don't think it's 24 hours, but they're open very
Listen,
late.
I'll make sure. So please, I'll get on it right away. I thought we had new lights there. I don't know. But you never know. You got to check these things. Sometimes you have power surges. Who the hell knows? But I take my property very serious, maintain it over there, you know, because I want that Esporta to have plenty of people going there working out. Yeah. So they can pay their rent. Shit, you know how much the rent is on a goddamn Esporta? Esporta used to be LA Fitness. They changed their brand a little.
$100,000.
Some of them are. I don't know if that one is, but yeah, between the rent and the taxes they got to pay and the cam, it probably costs $100,000 a month, and it scares me. Okay, for a gym to pay that much, and if they're only charging like $30 a head, how many goddamn people they need? Then they still got their operating expenses and utilities and their own insurance and employees and all the other crap and maintaining the equipment. I don't know how the hell they do it. It scares the shit out of me. All right, what else? But I'll get on it right away. Thank you for the point. I hope you're coming to the show, because if you go to the gym on Missouri, then you're only 30 minutes across the bridge to Tampa. December, what is it? October 15th. I almost said December. October 15th. We're going to be there hanging out in my hotel.
All right, shout out Divine Providence. Thank you for the $5. Live in Southern California on a home primary residence. I have $150K cash to invest. Can't find anything worth it. Should I just wait or invest in another state?
You know, unfortunately, I haven't seen a deal in Southern California for as long as I could ever know. I mean, I don't know. I don't think you're ever going to find a deal because you got too much competition there. You got too many people. They had such an influx from all around the world of people that moved there. The population is so great there that it's very hard to find a deal. That's why I had to get the hell out of New York. I had to get the hell out of California, because all these rats are chasing the same piece of cheese. And, you know, so it's going to be a problem. You have to spread your wings. Maybe you don't have to leave Southern California. Maybe go towards direction of north or something. I don't know. There's some areas in between north and south that maybe you can go to. Another state is going to be difficult unless it's triple net. You know, unless you get a triple net deal, we have no management responsibility. The only you're going to get is a modest return. You're not going to hit the home run and make no real money. So, you know, I don't know. If you have to live in Southern California, then you're going to have to live according to what your surroundings are. And your surroundings are, there's no damn deals. But spread your wings. Start looking at outskirts. Start draw a circle on a map of at least maybe you have to go 100-mile radius. I did when I was in Northern California. I couldn't find no deals in Oakland. I went 60 miles to Stockton, and I bought up half the goddamn town.
Go to rougher
you know,
neighborhoods.
and whatever. You got to go wherever you can, but spread it out. Before you go to another state, try to stay within California at least.
All right, shout out Daniel Gray. Thank you for the $9.99. Ben, if I get the 500K in my bank, how much should I keep in reserves and how much should I use on deals? Take 400K and get 1.6 million in deals and keep 100K in the bank.
That sounds like a very good plan. Okay, so it sounds like you're a level-headed, intelligent, logical person. All right, you got 100K there to protect you. God forbid the shit hits the fan. You're gonna take 400 grand and you're gonna buy 1.6 million in deals. That's a good plan. Now you just got to go out and do it.
Execute.
Execute your mission, your plan.
All right, Shmuel, thank you again for the super chat. What's the
Shmuel.
best
Stop
advice?
calling him Shmuel. It's Shmuel. Shmuel
Shmuel.
B. Guy's been up there 20 times already.
I know. Appreciate you. What's the best advice you ever gotten?
Besides for when your wife talks to you. Ha ha ha. Best advice I ever got was buy, but you got to buy it right. Okay, I got tons of advice from people. I mean, you know, I don't know. People give me advice. I don't know. My father did tell me one thing that made sense that I did do is the tax-free municipal bonds, but that was a safe way. You should have a little safety in your life too. Okay, you got to have a combination of everything: safety, a little risk, a lot of risk. But you know, advice. I don't know. I normally don't take a lot of advice from people. I don't need to. I know what the hell I'm gonna do. I'm gonna find a goddamn deal that makes sense and buy it and fix it up and sell it. Or
Buy, fix,
refinance
sell.
it, or whatever. That's my best advice to you. Find the deal. Find the money. Find the deal. Line up the money. Find the deal. What
There we
else?
go. Shout out Bryce K. Thank you for the $5. I'm at the Clearwater Beach Hotel for the next 3 nights, and I can confirm that Paulie is hard at work and that pool deck looks good as new.
Thank you very much. He was out there today. He was out there today with the guy from the parking lots looking at the asphalt because now it's starting to get worn out and we need the asphalt to look better. I mean, you got to constantly stay on these properties, you know, and keeping them up. But thank you for staying at the Clearwater Hotel. Say hello to Stephanie over there. Make sure she's over there working and not just sleeping in a room.
Stephanie actually was in the chat. I think I saw her.
Was she? Okay. I wonder if she got the deck fixed that she kicked in. She
Yeah,
gave a karate kick to the deck.
He just said that the deck looks
she
good as
fixed
new.
it good.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good.
All
Now
right.
get to work. Get that place full. I need people in there. Thank you for staying there. I appreciate it.
Shout out Knievel. Shout out Miguel. Thank you for the $19.99. Hi, Ben. I'm a finance student in California. What do I have to do to intern for you? We don't.
Keep
do that.
reading.
Oh, all right. I work for free. I'm trying to learn from the best on what it takes to run operations for a portfolio like yours. Thank you.
All right, listen. You're not gonna get a portfolio by mine by hanging around a guy like me. All right. If you're a finance student, all right, and you're spending the time to go to college, you need to graduate, and while you're in school, get an internship with a real company. You know, I had to get experience from people just like you need to do. Go find people doing the type of work that you're interested in. If it's in finance, everybody's doing finance. All right. You can go to even the big brokerages. They're all doing them now. You got CBRE, California. You got Marcus and Millichap. You got Colliers. You got Cushman and Wakefield. Start with them. If you really want to learn about real estate and you're a finance student, they go hand in hand together. Okay. Go work for some big shots if you're in college. They respect people in college. They want to teach you. So maybe you'll come to work for them one day and get your experience in the real world. You know, hanging around a guy like me ain't going to get you nowhere because I ain't got time to teach you from the ground up. You got to get somewhere where it's a major business and put that college degree to work. Okay? That's what you got to do. Go put on a suit and get an internship with a company in your area.
All right.
Look up all the big mortgage brokers. Look up, all the big mortgage brokers.
TB, thank you for the super chat. Should I rezone my 10-acre farm land for a cell phone tower?
I mean, a cell phone tower doesn't take up a lot of space unless it needs a lot of space around it. I don't really know the rules on that. But I mean, if you have to rezone it, is that going to screw up what you're doing now? I don't know. The point is, you need to sit down. If you got 10 acres of land, and you need to determine what's the most money I can make off this land. That's what you got to do. whether it's maybe you can rezone a portion of it. Maybe you can chop it up,
or just
and
it
sell
and
off
all.
pieces of it. I don't know.
it's
Maybe you can rent it
farmland.
out to a farmer and he can have his cows eating there for, I don't know how much they charge per cow to eat per day. I don't know. You'll find out. Go to Georgia soon.
You're right. Yeah.
But, I mean, the point is when you start rezoning stuff, there better be some big money involved. That's why you're rezoning it, because you're only rezoning it to make money. Is putting a cell tower there going to make you that much money? And do you have to rezone the whole goddamn thing? See if you can just carve out a piece for that cell tower. That's what I would think about doing, but you got to go talk to your local county and see what they'll let you do. Talk to the zoning department.
Right. All right. Shout out Whiskey Business. Thank you for the $4.99. How did you finance the 1,000 military doors in Houston? How long did the renovation take?
The financing wasn't a problem for me, okay? Because I could get finance. I wouldn't even look at a deal that I thought I had trouble getting finance on. The problem was it was cheap. It was only $17,000 a door. I said, for $17,000 a door, how could it be bad? And I went out there and looked at it, and it looked pretty okay. And it was I didn't know the area, and it was a roller coaster ride. Luckily, I killed a little bit for 3 years living out there. And, and he was, he made it, at least in the market, turned around and crashed on us. But luckily, we made a few bucks on it. Luckily, we actually, there was a fire that we made money on. Nobody got hurt, thank God. But, it took us a while. Renovation, when you have 1,000 units, you're constantly renovating, okay? It wasn't, you can't just come in and renovate the whole goddamn place. You had 1,000 units. There were people living in when I bought them. There was cash. It was supposed to be cash flowing, but it wasn't. The guy lied to me, I think. But the big problem with that property was it was master metered. So, we fixed the place up. But the big thing was that little Ben went out and he put 1,000 meters in every single unit. Luckily, the wiring was set up where it wasn't that hard to do. And that's what got us from paying that $100,000 a month electric bill, because you had 1,000 units. Every bill was $100 a month. It cost me $100,000 a month to pay the utilities. We ended up not raising the rents, but keeping them the same, but saving $100,000 a month. So saving $100,000 a month is like making $100,000 a month. So that's what was successful there. That increased the value of the property. But it was a very challenging project, and luckily we got out of it all right. But I did a lot of other shit in Houston too. I flipped the shit out of multifamilies in Houston everywhere. Guns Point, down by Nassau Road 1, by Nassau, Clear Lake. I was all over the place looking for deals. And we did well. All right, what else?
Junior the 10th, thank you for the $20. Hey Ben, I have a house at Lake Worth, Florida. I can sell for $480K. It's renting for $3K. I'm thinking of selling to buy a multifamily home. Should I do it? And how do I do it?
I mean, you're getting $3K a month. That's $36,000 a year, but you probably have to pay the taxes. I mean, if you don't owe anything on the house and you can get $480,000 in your pocket, I mean, I don't know. Right now, you're getting $36,000 a year on $480,000. 10% would have been $48,000. You're not getting that. You're getting somewhere in the neighborhood of 7%. I mean, if you want to grow, then you can't sit still. All right, that's all there is to it. But maybe you don't have to sell a house. Maybe you go out and borrow some money against the house and keep the damn $3,000. As long as the $3,000 is going to pay the money, pay the note that you're borrowing, that'll free up some cash. You don't have to sell a house. And now the money you're borrowing against the house, the rent will pay, hopefully. But, you got taxes involved too. You got to calculate all this stuff. Taxes, insurance, and all that. So how much a month will will $3,000 cover you? Probably only cover you about $200,000 in cash after you pay all your bills with it. But you should always be out there looking. Lake Worth is a different area. I mean, you can find opportunity in Lake Worth, I think. Get out there and see. Are there any multifamily properties that are worth buying to buy? You got to get out there and look. You need an agent to give you a list. Go find an agent. Say, hey, give me a list of every 2, 3, and 4 unit property in the entire area, and then take a look and see what the market's got for you to offer. And then whatever you see that you like, lowball it. Come in with a number that makes sense for you to buy it. That's the process you have to go through.
All right, shout out Chris. Thank you for the $5. Do you think the military is worth it to get the GI Bill?
I went into the military because I had to, all right? It saved my life, okay? But it sounds like if you go in there just to get paid for college, that's what the GI Bill is, I believe, right? I mean, I don't know. I mean, it depends on where you're at in life, okay? If you don't have a career set up and you don't know what the hell to do, and I mean, I don't think it's that expensive to go to community college, at least for the first year or two. I think in Florida, we have a lot of programs here where college is not expensive at all, called the Bright Futures Program. I mean, I don't know. If you really don't know, it depends on your personal life. If you don't like where you're living and you just want to get the hell out of town and you want to just take on something new, and then that's what I needed to do when I was 17. And I did it. It saved my life. But you don't typically do it just for a college education. There should be other ways with student loans. And like I said, you got to look in what programs are available and apply. But I don't think you go to the military just to get a college education these days. I think Biden just told everybody they're going to help everybody with their college loans and all that. So, I mean, it's not a reason just to get education. I think it's a reason if you feel like it's going to help you in life. If you need to join something that's going to be a structure and get away from your current surroundings, and you find a job in the military that you like. If you go in the military, you get to pick your job based on the score in your test. So, if you score really good, you can study for it. It's called an ASVAB. It used to be. I'm telling you stuff that went on 40 years ago now. Study for the test. I had to take the test twice because the first time I was too screwed up in the head for the night before, and I flunked the test out, and they offered me like 5 jobs, and they were all being like digging holes in the ground. And then I studied for the test, and I came back, and they gave me a list a mile long, and I picked a job that was civilian related. So when I got out of the military, I have some skills. And I asked them, I said, where are most of the women work in the Army? And that's where I want to be. Hey, why not? Women don't work that hard.
All right.
In the Army. And it was safer. All right. So anyway, do what you got to do, but, do the right thing. Pick a good job if you're going to go in the Army.
Shout out Stony is the real deal. Thank you for the $10. I am 56 years old and no knowledge in real estate investing. Am I too old to get in there now?
You're never too old, baby. Listen, old is something in your head, really, when it comes to business. I know guys that are like, man, these guys are in their 70s, and these guys are doing major business, and I don't know. And anyway, 56, you're the same age as me, except I'll be 57 next month. Oh, this month, holy shit, I'm getting old. But, it's not too late. You just have to look at something that you feel is comfortable for you. Something that, is not going to hurt you, or, that you can afford to invest. And it has to be something you can visualize yourself doing. Maybe it's only buying a house. Maybe it's buying a duplex. Maybe it's buying a triplex. I don't know. Do you feel like you can handle that? Do you understand what you're doing? You're borrowing money from the bank, or you're going to buy something, and the numbers work. It's all about the numbers. If you have the desire to do something in life, you can do it. It's up to you. Do it. Come to our show. Let's talk about it. October 15th. Come to Tampa.
Shout out Steven Gibson. Thank you for the $4.99. And that's it for Super Chats.
Listen, if you don't know real estate, talking back to that guy, you definitely need to come to the show, because we're going to do from A to Z. Okay. And it'll be the best money you ever spent coming to Tampa to my show. If you're thinking about getting into real estate and you've never been in it. Okay. Because we'll break it down for you. All right. We'll break it down to where you'll walk away knowing everything. So, hey, are we done for tonight?
We have no more super chats.
No calls, no super chats. Nobody loves us.
We're done. We appreciate everybody. Go follow all his social media at Real Ben Mallah. You can follow my Instagram at Aaron_Mallah Life. You can even follow Rafal at Scoop of
Nobody
3D.
wants to follow Rafal.
Right?
Yep, Scoop of 3D. You'll be surprised, actually.
You'll be surprised.
If you're trying to contact him, DM him. That's a good way
Listen,
to contact.
I want some tickets sold. I want to call Happy up and say, Happy, how many tickets you got sold? How many rooms you got booked? And I want to hear sold out. All right. So go to benmallah.com/live. Get on a plane. Get on a train. Drive here. Do whatever you got to do. Be there. October 15th. We're going to have a real estate party, baby. How could you not want to come? So coming to an event where you're talking about making money, all right? With people that I love the people that come. These are my real friends. If you're my real friend, you'll be there on October 15th in my hotel. And we need the business. I got double mortgage payments. I got mortgages to pay. And the rooms are nice. They're 2-room suites. All right. Adios, amigos.